뭐예요?
Thin. Like it doesn't feel like you can keep up with the demand.
Yeah, I'm still young at age, bro.
How old are you?
22. Oh, how much?
You're 22.
No, I'm joking. 26. 27, I mean, sorry.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to the last New York session of this week. And it looks like things have been going north this morning. GPJPY has rejected his support at 133.900. And we're continuing bullish over here. Does this really mean price will go bullish now? Or does this mean we should look for sells? That's something we don't know right now. So we're just going to wait and we will see. We will look for some signs. And those signs are going to be presented to us in various different ways. And we should start to look for their signs. Let's take a look here. Now on the daily time frame, this is good because I've just traded GPJPY for the last, maybe year. Looking on the daily rejected a support, obviously, we almost came down towards 133.800. We bounced up from there. But before we even talk about that, let's take a look at actually. All right. So we had bad GDP numbers here, but GPJPY still bounced up. This should be a very important question. For new traders, this should be an important question that, okay, why was the news bad, but we still bounced up, right? So if we can't find that information right now, let's go to the news section and let's see if there was any news overnight. So we go back, we have some UK trade report, GDP estimate pretty bad. I mean, we'll agree supplementary budget next week. I don't see anything over here which tells me directly why GPJPY bounced up. So I think this was market correction. These are the instances where you say, it had to go down, but we bounced up. Maybe we bounced up because that bad news was already priced in, right? That's the only logical conclusion we can come up with here. Even though the news was bad, look at this. They expected negative 18.6. They were already expecting really bad, worse than negative 5.8. But it came to negative 20. So I think this whole move down this week or partly this week was already planned. It was already priced in. So when news came, prices started rallying, and then I guess we're still rallying here. I think the next zone I see here is at 136.300. 136.300. Oh, someone is saying lockdown is reduced from today. Yeah, that could be a very, very big reason as well. Because that means now businesses can open, and that's considered good for the economy. So 4 hours coming up. Let's look at this on the 1 hour time frame. Now the 1 hour candle closed with no wick at the bottom, with no wick on the top. That means there's no range for the current 1 hour to continue going up. That's all what it means, right? There's no wick on the top. So there's basically a 50-50 chance. But if you look left, we see that this was also a resistance there earlier. This was in the this was closer to we were looking at yesterday, right? So this is the same point yesterday, almost the same point where price bounced and came down. It never really broke above this area. So I think in the same sense, you could say that, okay, maybe this is a support right here, like a previous resistance turned support. So it goes to 30-minute time frame. And you're like, okay, well, perfect. We've been trending up. even the daily or the 1 hour or the 4 hour, you can say all they look like we're coming down. But if you look on the smaller time frame here, it seems like we came up a little bit, right? We came up, we made a high at like 136 even. Now 136 is a strong psychological number. It's a strong psychological number, nice even number. So mostly price rejects or like, kind of like consolidates in those areas. So right now we're seeing price come down. This is the previous resistance which should turn support, and now we come into a range, and this is a 23 pip range. Let me just zoom in for people because we're streaming in 4K quality today. Streaming in 4K resolution. So this range, so this is how I do these analysis, right? So this is around a 24 pip range here. Now for price to go up, you would need for it to create some sort of a support, right? Some sort of a support. So then you can say, okay, we can take a buy. But how do we know that it's not going to go up? How do we know it's not going to go up? The only way we know it's not going to go up is if it forms a support and then it starts to break support. If it starts to break support, then we know it's going to continue moving down, and I think probably it's going to come down towards 130, 250, 130, no, 135, 250, 135, 300. So just waiting right now. Someone sent a chart over here. Let's take a look at these charts now. This is GJ 4 hour. Look at this light gray box, like order block. Yeah, order block liquidity. Yeah, I think in that case, if you're looking at this as like a zone, I think this move down was a fake out, and we should continue moving up towards 136, 200. Yeah, I like that. And now we have to see signs on the smaller time frames. We have to see signs like support forming on smaller time frames or something like that on the smaller time frames. Take a look at this chart here. This is, waiting for support to be formed. Nice. Sacha has the same chart. So that move up was all news. Optimism that things are going to get better because, we just got reports coming that they're easing up the lockdown there in the UK. So that means more business. That means, I think that's fake optimism if you look at the point that, okay, like the COVID-19, shouldn't have said that name. Okay, the C word, second wave is going to come. So if they're keeping that into account, then I don't know, so this could be a move up based on the fact that they're trying to ease up the lockdown. Let's make these white. All right, so our second order of business here is there's no news basically. I mean, it should be a clean day. I'm not trying to trade on a Friday. We all have to remember it's a Friday, right? And Fridays sometimes they can be really, really messy. So you have to be really careful on Fridays. On Fridays, I just sit back and watch charts and comment on charts, and that's what I do on a Friday. Friday are the easiest days, you just sit back and you just see what happened during the week. Let's take a look at this chart. This is, okay, GJ consolidation. Price broken close above consolidation for retest, enter of the break of the high. Yeah, that makes sense. Something like I'm looking for here too. Like if it forms a support, we may continue up, but if there are signs that's going to continue moving down, then we can sell. Like right now you can't sell. I mean, you can sell. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I mean, the rule of thumb is not selling right now because we don't know whether it's just going to go up. Can't buy right now because we don't know if it's going to go down. Those things we don't know right now. So you have to be patient. Let's take a look at US 30 here. Let's take a look at pre-markets. And looking at pre-markets this morning, we are up by 600 points. 600 points. We are up by 600 points. Why are we falling? Okay, daily's up, right? Daily's up. Looking left, may have approached. I mean, some would say this is an order block. I just say it was a support and resistance previously. So it's a price bounce up from there. Basically, it made a high here as well. It broke above, this price area here, 25,600. Yeah, right here. Broke above 25,600. Yeah, I guess it's here right now. So I guess it may form It may form support to continue going up. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait for that. Yeah, we'll have to wait. I bleed my account over the last few weeks. My analysis is good. I'm not profiting. Some things I got to work on. Yeah, I think you need to really look to see where you're going wrong. High CPU usage detected. You may experience performance issues. That's the message my computer just brought to me after I just upgraded it. Come on, man. That's unacceptable. We just upgraded you, mate. It is what it is. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. Candle is still forming, it's trying to come down, trying to do a dance. Just have to wait. Goat shit. Safe sells from 135.580. Let's take a look at that. 135.580. Somewhere over here. Okay. So this basically doesn't exist then because, you know, this one candle came down. So this is our zone now. So see how the candle keeps coming down. So I looked at that chart and it gave me this idea. How the candle is coming down. So first the zone was right over here. It may bounce. Now it broke through it. So you're looking at the next one. Maybe it may form support over here. You know, where we don't know where it's going to form support. We can just anticipate that, okay, based on this information, it may form support over here. If it may form support over here, then we have this area here where it may come down to, right? If it breaks that support. So let's measure this range. This 37 pip range, I think is a very good range. FB closed bearish 30-minute. I don't think any candle closed bearish on a 30-minute. Oh, okay. Oh, right over here. Yeah, but like we don't know how far it's gonna fall. That's the thing. I mean, I personally didn't know how far it's gonna fall, because if I was to take a sell and I was just looking at this area here that may fall till here, you know, but it fell more, so there were no confirmations. Can you check this chart? Let's take a look here. See, we can't execute on things we are unsure of. I mean, I'm unsure of. I've only had 2 losses this week in the first day of the week. After that, it's just been wins. It's just been waiting. No trade zone. No trade zone. Okay. Wow, man, this is a great big retracement here. Huge. Yeah, it's a savage candle over here. Would you sell on a 30-minute close? No, I don't know. No, man. No, I mean, if it closes bearish, the only thing I can wait for is probably for price to create like a resistance at like 135.580 and then continue moving down. Do you think that GJ and the stock market could be somewhat correlated? I don't think GJ and the stock market are correlated. I don't think so. GPJPY sells were taken in 15 minutes. Oh, very nice. Yeah, that was an aggressive trade. I would say that was an aggressive trade. It wasn't for the faint-hearted. It wasn't for me. Good morning, boss. Can you take a look at this idea? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this idea. Good morning, good morning. I don't know on Zoom if you guys can hear the music, but me and the gulag, we have music playing in the gulag. Just waiting for support to form to ride the previous high of the previous. Yeah, I mean that's I'd say that's a very radical idea, and radical means it's a new word I learned basically. Radical means like amazingly it could happen idea, you know, like something out of the blue. So I mean, yeah, that could work, but this is like some sort of a zone here too, because previously price formed support at London session at this price, right? At 135, 580, you know, 590. This was a support form on the London session yesterday. So this is a very important area, you know. So if price makes a resistance here, then we're going to come down. But if price breaks above here, then that means we're going to go up. And that's going to be a really, really good trade to take. I think I may have talked myself into waiting for that trade, so I'm just going to wait here. Uh, can you adopt me? I don't think that can happen because um, maybe soon. Last Friday and the Friday before were insane, pushed in the same direction. The whole week had pushed last week. About this time started to push. Yeah, exactly. So last week and the week before that, basically what happened was that we did have continuation pushes, and continuation pushes are so imagine you have price, right? You have candles and the candles are forming, and then what happens is that the candle goes up, goes down and then it goes up and then it closes like really, really bullish. So that's what happened last 2 weeks. Last 2 weeks, when the weekly candles were closing, there was no retracement, like there was a continuation. So on this weekly, we tapped into 135 right away. If you look on the left-hand side, this was the resistance formed. So maybe we're tapping into this area and rejecting it. So maybe this end of the week we might get a push up. I mean, who knows? A push up would be a retracement. A continued push down would be like a continuation. So we gotta wait right now. And the smaller time frames are going to give us that information of what's going to happen. So I'm just waiting over here. We have 16 minutes left for this candle to close, and I think it's going to be a good idea. Also, you know that usually GJ makes a retracement at the bigger rejections. Yes. Would you consider this as a fake out on the 1 hour time frame? Well, it has to close here first. We still got 15 minutes left for it to close. US 30 is also coming down in this area, 25 600. Were there any books that helped you with your mental discipline? No, not really. Not really. My mental discipline actually changed when I got frustrated by just missing moves and losing trades, like losing dumb trades. I just got frustrated. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to do that anymore. Like, this is frustrating. I'm not getting anywhere because you don't get anywhere. Like, if you see this kind of falling, some might take a sell because of FOMO, some might take a buy, anticipating it to go back up. And those things I really had to eliminate, and I eliminated those things. And I only started focusing on things that make 100% sense. 100% sense. Because if something can make 100% sense, you can make a lot of money in the long run. Trust me on that. That's why now I just wait, because now, okay, logically, okay, let's take a look at this logically here. If you look at this logically, this support was formed London session yesterday, right? Now price is broken below the support, right? Right over here. So now, logically speaking, if price creates a resistance here, or if a candle goes up followed by a bearish candle, bearish candle is going to look something like this. Don't you think that's going to be a very high chance for the price to continue moving down towards at least 135, 200? I think that's going to be a very, very solid move right there. And that's something I'm going to wait for. So if you wait for things like those, man, things will happen all the time. Trust me. You will catch those trades and everyone will look at you and say, wow, man, wow, how'd you catch this trade, man? Because waited, didn't enter with an impulse, just waited. Because like the more you wait, the better your confidence gets. So even if price, closes above 135, 600, then that's going to be a better option to continue going up. Let's take a look at this trade. Great level to create support. Wicks on the left. Yes. So if support is formed, then we may continue going up. So waiting, because once you're waiting like this, what happens is that people ask you, "Hey man, how's your patience so good?" Because we're in no rush to trade. The number one reason is because it's a Friday. The number two reason is because we're waiting, because we don't know how far it's going to fall. We don't know if it's going to retrace or not. Look at gold. All right. Look at gold. Gold on the 4 hour is bullish, right? We're coming bullish over here. Man, if you guys don't have 4K, you have to try out 4K. 4K is something different. It's just unreal. All right, so on gold, this 1 hour candle has broken the high of the previous 1 hour candle, which makes sense for it to continue moving bullish. There's a resistance at 1738. Looking at it on 30-minute time frame, it's just kind of like ranging. It might be doing, this might be like a little fake out right here, right over here. This was a support, candle went down, candle went back up, you know, and then this could be some sort of like a minor support might be forming for a continued move up. So we're gonna wait and see. Wow, GG is still falling. Let's take a look at this chart. This is no wick on the 15-minute. Would a sell stop be valid at 135,800? I think that would have been a good one. The best take I've gotten from you is that you need to wait for candles to close on whatever time frame we watch. Yes, that is true. That is 100% true. Did you take a sell? No. I mean, no trades. Nothing. Wow, look at that. What if we correct this whole move? You know? What if we correct this whole move coming down? That'll be crazy. How is GJ still falling? Well, it broke the support and it's falling. You know, sometimes I would say 70% of the time when market does moves, we don't know why it does moves. It just does, and we're just like, okay, thank you for the winning trade, market. Thank you for the losing trade, market. We'll see you tomorrow. That's what you say. You know, market is like your master. You can't control the market. Like a lot of people try to solve the market. They try to say, okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna try to solve the market. We're gonna come up with this formula why the market is moving the way it's moving. You know, but you can't. What I've learned is you just can't. You know, when the market shows you a sign to, let's say, for a sell or for a buy, you just execute, controlling your risk. That's it. The only thing you control is your risk. The outcome you don't control. If the market moves your way, you thank you. You bow down to the market. You're like, thank you. So, kind of like waiting right now. Someone's saying this is some rubbish manipulation. It was so bullish. Yes, you know, it's Freaky Fridays. Welcome to an episode of Freaky Fridays. Non-stress-free trading. Trading on Friday is 100% filled with stress, anxiety, you know. So you gotta stay safe on Friday. Any sells or buys on GJ in Asian session yesterday? No, nothing. In Asian session, I did nothing yesterday. I was busy. The last trade I closed was a sell from Wednesday's Asian session, which I closed in New York. I haven't taken a trade since yesterday. What's this? GJ, 15-minute. Ooh, now we're getting complicated. Looking at 15-minute time frame. If support is created, resistance will go up to retest the previous high. Yeah, it could. It could. From here. I mean, I think the previous high is going to be somewhere over here at 135,600. You know, because this was a support, so maybe looking at this area as something like that. Because if we take an entry, let's say somewhere over here with confirmation, and price goes up, that's like 18 pips, right? That's 18 pips. And if we put stops at break even, and if price honors this clean candle and continues to go up, then the runner goes up 50 pips. So that's something that could be an interesting idea to wait for. Oh, nice. People entered shorts on GJ. Interesting. Manic Mondays and Freaky Fridays. Take a look at US 30. US 30 came down to the same area at 25,600. Yeah, I don't know. I think looking by price action on US 30, it seems like US 30 should create a support and bounce up. Raja, not trading today. I doubled my account, took two $15 losses, but yesterday, oh, nice. Very nice. Someone doubled their account. Very nice. How do you deal with the cost of opening positions as a scalper? Because between spreads and commission, you lose nearly 20% of profits. Um, so, so what happens is when you open a position. So when I open a position, my position opens at like let's say a pip, 2 pip drawdown, almost 2 pip drawdown. Like if I'm gonna open a one lot, my one lot is gonna open around -$10, right? -$10 plus commission. So I'm gonna be down $17. So that's gonna happen when you open a one lot, $17. And when you count pips, the pips are counted from where your price opens. So it opens in negative, it gets counted from there. It gets counted from negative. So when you go up 10 pips, it's like it doesn't even matter. Like your spread you paid or the commission you paid, it doesn't really matter at that point because like your spreads are counted from negative, and then when you go in positive, then that's the positive that's counted. Thoughts on the new PS5? Man, I'm getting the new PS5. I'm getting the new PS5. I have a 4K monitor, and I'm gonna get a new PS5, and I'm gonna put it with this 4K monitor. Let's check this GJ chart. First time tuned in. Good day, mate from Australia. Hey, good day. Welcome to the episode of Freaky Fridays. Freaky Fridays. All right, GJ, 30-minute chart. Trend break and retest buy. Previous support resistance broken by. Market should sell. Trap zone. Oh, nice. So you had a sell over there. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Waiting to see for some sort of signs over here. That was my analysis for sells. It made a lot of sense to me. All right, let's take a look here. 15-minute chart. Resistance formed on the hourly. Okay, next 15-minute candle respects the resistance. Took a trade. Reasons. Broke previous lower low candles. Broke last 2 hour candles were completely bullish. Pullback was something that should have happened. I think that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. So basically, a resistance was formed on the 1 hour here as well, because this is the start of the new 1 hour candle. Then you had this 15-minute candle that kind of formed like a support to continue go up as well. And then so you took an entry when this 15-minute candle broke the lows of the previous candles. That is actually very smart. Nice. And if you measure the zone was like 22, 23 pips away. So you could say, well, this is a pretty good zone to grab some pips out of it. That's pretty good. Mr. Juan gets a golden star today. Giving out golden stars. Nice, man. It's pretty good. It's pretty nice. Man, people guess on those sells. No, I don't think that was a guess. That was a very well thought out idea. Guesses were, oh, we suppose it's going to go down. A logical idea was a logical idea. If you think this was a guess, man, you need to get your scales on point with price action. So by looking at price action, this was a very, very good indication to sell. Very nice. That's why I want to listen to his analysis and came here. Oh, nice. What are your plans for GJ today? My plans for GJ today are pretty cunning. I'll try to be cunning today, but if that happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, well, basically what I'm looking at over here is I'm waiting for price to create, like have a pullback, create like a resistance here, and then continue moving bearish. That's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm waiting for. So I'm waiting for some candles to come up over here, kind of like consolidate and like buy like sometime into New York Open may form like a resistance to continue down. But if that doesn't happen, right? What if price doesn't form resistance here? Then what's going to happen is price will come up over here to try to consolidate, form support, and then continue moving bullish. Right? So now I have 2 scenarios playing in my mind right now. These 2 scenarios. One of these scenarios is going to work. But at the same time, it's Friday, so you got to be safe. You got to be safe and you got to stay calm. And you have to make sure that if you've taken losses, if you've taken losses this week, Friday is not the day to make all those losses back. It's not going to happen. Trust me on that. I know a lot of people who tried to do that, and for a lot of people, it didn't happen. You use 3 screens. How can the charts work together like a 4 chart on one screen and 30-minute chart? Yeah, so you can just move the charts around. That's how it works. Wow, look at this retracement. So you think you can dance? See, GJ is doing his dance right now. So this support was created on the London session yesterday. You can see here, you can look at the time, right? 3 a.m. Price came down, closed just above it. Ironically, this was also Bank of Japan's announcement too at that point. You know, and it formed support at London. So now we're closing below that area now, so we're just waiting. Do you always trade on NFP? Depends. Depends. Bet one chupa chups lolly. chupa chups. Um, Japan's economy hit rock bottom. Japan went through a recession. That big move from last week we had last week when prices was rallying, that happened because Japan was going through a recession. You know, so the yen was really weak. If price do what you are waiting, let's say it pulls back, creates a resistance to continue down, would you sell at 30-minute? Would you sell at resistance after 30-minute candle formed, or would you sell a breakup for 15 minutes? Yeah, so I'm gonna wait. You know, like if like traditionally, ideally, I would want to see a 30-minute candle closing bearish, right? That's what I would want to see. What I would want to see is I would want to see a candle closing maybe like something like this, so I can trade the next candle going down. This is what something, so this candle going down would be my trade that I would want to take. You know, so visually I have something in my mind what I want to see. So if I see that, this candle forming, then okay, you know what, perfect. But if this candle forms bullish, right? Let's say if this candle forms bullish, then I'm going to wait for the next candle to break the low of the previous candle for it to continue moving down. But if that candle breaks the high of the bullish candle, then that would mean, okay, now price may come back up this area and this move down may be a fake out. So now essentially I've had a better entry to go up. You know, so those things, those scenarios are always running in my mind that, okay, I think that's the best way to be fluid too. Like when you know how a buy and a sell both can play out. You know, I think that's very important. So if you look on the 15-minute candle has closed like this. Now, traditionally, what I've seen in my experience is that when you have a candle closing like this under like a previous resistance, there's a very high chance the next candle will fill this candle all the way down. That's what I've seen in the past. You know, so now we're gonna see if it works. Now we're gonna see if that really works. You know. So we're gonna. This is a very crucial area. From this price can reject. From this price can close up over here as well. We don't know. The new 30-minute candle started with the rest of the 30-minute 11 seconds. Oh. When you say break the low, do you mean the wick or the body? When you ask me the wick or the body, that means you don't understand what a low or a high of a candle is. You know, if you have a candle, this is the low and that is the high. You do get those. How do you get those drawing tools? That's a part of Zoom. When you say, yeah, so right now I'm just waiting here. Let's take a look at US 30 here. US 30 is ranging here. I think it should bounce up from this price. It's not that hard. You just have to wait. You just have to wait for that confirmation or for that candle, for that special something, that's going to tell you, hey, you know what? This is going to move. Why am I holding my mic? Because it sounds way better with this mic. You know, so yeah, so I mean, if this plays out, if this candle really, really comes down all the way here, And that would be something interesting. That would be another confirmation that I've seen something happen more times than it has not. So that would be another thing in the ammo or whatever. Your GBP 30-minute Friday, noticing price action on last 2 Fridays. Okay, we went bearish. Friday, entered on 30-minute close below support. Yeah, I mean, see, a better trade, I mean, let's say, I think a better would have been if waited for this low to be broken on the 30-minute time frame, considering the fact that the previous 30-minute closed bullish. But I think with this wick formed on the 30-minute, maybe the 15-minute closed bearish. So you can maybe manage the trade or manage the risk a little bit looking on the 15-minute time frame, I would say. Let's take a look here. In the actual candle didn't close but bearish. Do you take that trade? No, I wouldn't take that trade because that candle closed bullish. It has to close bearish for us to talk about if it closed bearish. How would you actually take that trade? I wouldn't. I think maybe if this candle can close bearish and we can have confirmations for the next one to go down, I think that could be very good information. Would you look at 5-minute resistance? Nope. I wouldn't look at 5-minute resistance. Let's take a look at Euro GBP. Let's see here. 30-minute. Oh, 1 hour. Wait, what chart was that? Euro GBP. 1 hour chart. Oh, this is a 1 hour chart. Yeah, I think a better idea would be a break off the lows over here for price to continue down to this point, to the support on the left. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. How many? Yeah, that's like 15 pips. Yeah, because the only problem is that 30-minute formed a support over here, so we don't know if the support is going to get broken or not. On the 30-minute, and that's the same support on the 1 hour as well. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hour as well, a little bit here. So gotta be careful. Gotta be careful, mate. Ooh, we're coming up. Is the audio muted or just me? I think it's just you, my friend. Do you look at the volumes when you open your decisions? And do you know Mustafa Belkahayat and his strategies? I don't know that person, and yes, I trade when there's volume in the market. So this is the time when there's volume in the market. This is the time of volume. I feel like entering on the break of candles prevents you from getting wicked out if you enter close. Yeah, it depends, It depends. I mean, right now I was just thinking, oh, well, if price goes up and creates a resistance, we may come down to retest this low, So right now I'm just waiting. Right, let's take a look at this chart here. Price tried, rejected, tapped this area zone. Okay, support here. Continue going up. Bias bullish based on last 2 4-hour candles. Okay, so now you got to map out how you're going to take your entries. That's something you have to map out now. And then you have to see that, okay, will it really work? And to find out will it really work is then you have to look at the market after it happens, see, oh, okay, this worked or not. Because if this is a Friday and if I'm waiting for an entry, I'll wait for the thing to show up, and then in my mind I'm going to say, okay, I just executed here, and I'm going to execute there in my mind. If price does do what I thought it would do, then I was like, okay, you know what, this works. But if it doesn't, then I'm going to look to see, okay, how did my idea not make sense? So those are things which we do now after doing analysis. So maybe you should wait more for something solid to show up, because if you think price is going to go up and if you take a buy, you have to understand yourself that, okay, where is my stop loss is going to be? If you think stops is going to be too big but you still think it's going to go up, then I guess you have to wait for price to actually form a sort of like a bullish confirmation, which will tell you that, okay, now I know 100% it's going to go up. you know, and sometimes it's okay if you don't see it. Like right now, I don't see it at all. You know, based on the 30-minute, I don't see it at all that it should go up 100%. So I'm just waiting. Waiting for what? We don't know yet. We're just waiting for a sign. I think if this closes bullish, the next one should continue moving up. So we'll wait and see. This is the bullish candle making resistance, or is the bullish candle to hit a support? Yeah. This is what I'm looking for right now. By the way, anyways, waiting to see what happens. Let's take a look here. So this is big bullish momentum through London session. Price made a high. If we start closing bearish below 135.550, search for sell opportunities. Yeah, this looks good. This looks good. Kind of like what I'm looking at too. This looks good. Waiting here. Why GJ and not UJ? Because GJ moves a lot than UJ. Looks like your GBP is getting heavy at support as well. You know, if your GBP starts getting heavy on support, that means GBP JPY is going to start continue moving up. Left my trade running from Asian session, but was in profit, but unintentionally fell asleep. I didn't have a stop loss or TP as I was going to watch it. Blew my account. Felt bad for falling asleep. Yeah, I think next time you won't unintentionally fall asleep. Man, if I'm in a trade, I'm not falling asleep unintentionally. That's just insane. How can you just fall asleep unintentionally? That's insane. I could never ever do that. Especially having no stops and no TP. Jeez. Never ever can I do that. It's money, man. How can you do that? It's money. That's insane. That whole idea just amazes me how people do that. Crazy. Crazy world we live in, gentlemen. Waiting for price, waiting for support to be formed. Yeah, I think I'm waiting for that here too. Let's see here if it does happen or not. When you started, have you found yourself caught up in big losses? Yeah, sometimes that would happen, you know. Sometimes I would get caught myself in big losses, you know, and the only way to fix those big losses was to, number one, use a stop loss, number two, respect the stop loss. That's it. Those were the only two ways that I reduced my big losses, because you know you get big losses if your stops are too big, you know, or if you remove the stop loss. So those things really affect. Ooh, Dustin's awake today. Welcome, welcome. Good morning. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. This is USD CAD 30-minute entry. Once 30-minute candle closes bearish. First target over here, extended target down over here. Yeah, makes sense, makes sense. Stop loss above the candle. Perfect. Makes sense. Now you also got to map out how this could be buys, you know, so that you're ready. It's my first day on your live. Oh, welcome. Welcome. I think the number one reason why I started respecting my stop losses was that, you know, I started planning out both trades. You know, I started planning out, like, if I'm going to take a sell, I would also plan out a buy. You know, I would also plan out a buy with the sell, so that if price does move against me, if I'm in a sell, then in my mind I know it's a buy. You know, so then whether I close the trade or I just try to see how I can take the buy. But most often than not, I would just close the trade. You know, I wouldn't hold it or I wouldn't move my stop because I planned for the buy. I don't know if this makes sense or not, but it makes sense to me 100%. You know, if I took a sell on GJ and if I also knew in my mind what are the chances it could be a buy, you know, and if price moves against me, then it would be easier for me to get out of the trade, because now I would know, okay, you know what, this is a buy, this is going to go up, it's not coming down. So if we could have taken a buy over here, the stop would have been really big. It would have been a 27 pip stop, really big. If you're waiting for 30-minute confirmation, can be the last 15 minutes of the 30-minute candle and the first 15 of the new candle. So two 15-minute candles. Yeah, so basically 30-minute confirmation is going to be, I mean, it's going to be like if a candle closes, let's say around 135, 630, right? Then I know I can take a buy having my stop around like 10, 13 pips. That's what I can do, right? But if a candle closes up over here, then my stop is going to be like too big, like around 18, 20 pips. So at that point I can't take that trade. So that's a confirmation for me. That a confirmation is that the candle is closing in my direction, and then I have a valid stop loss that I'm okay with. Like if my stop is like 15 pips, I'm okay with that. I'm like, okay, I can execute on that. That's a confirmation for me. But if it's a big candle and the stop loss is big, then that's not a confirmation for me. So then that's for me to say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna skip this trade. Have a running from Asia, you know it. No, 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 no. I have nothing running. Nothing. My last trade was in the trade I closed yesterday. I haven't taken a trade since um, Wednesday's Asian session. Fundamentally, GBP became negative, which should drive GJ down, but positivity talks moving up. As you said, it's possible that the market corrects the bulls from London session, cause of positivity as a not solid change. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't a solid change for the economy, but still, I mean, who knows? It's also a Friday, and Fridays are very difficult to trade. They're very difficult to say that, okay, where price is going to go. And if you see right over here, this candle is doing something, man. This candle is up to no good. If this closes bearish, or if we see a sign the price is going to come down, we're coming down to retest this low 135.300. That's happening. So, it's a Friday, and on Fridays, you don't want to be risky. On Fridays, you want to be safe. You want to be like Raja Banks, take no trades, and just relax. That's what I do on Fridays. Most Fridays. Sometimes, on Fridays we have some guests. But today we have no guest today. So you see PS5. Yes, PS5. I'm seeing ads of PS5. So I'm probably gonna look into getting one. Either a PS5 or a phone, I'm not sure. Okay, do you think a close above this low from previous days could be a good confirmation for buys? Yeah, I mean that's something I'm waiting for. See this 15-minute candle closed. The 30-minute candle is still right over here, so we're not sure how this 30-minute candle is going to close. If this candle closes bullish, then we can continue going up. But if this 15-minute candle breaks the low of the previous 15-minute candle, then there's a very high chance we may start to continue down. The only way I'm gonna buy the PS5 is gonna be if it's under $500, because I think paying more than $500 for a gaming console is way too much, way too much. So if you make money, it doesn't mean you spend money. That's how you have more money. I didn't take any trade here, missed my entry, and it does goes down to my support. Yes, I'm doing. Oh. EJ, can you please take a look at? Let's take a look at. Oh wow, it's $800. Yeah, you can forget about that. I'm not getting a PS5. $800? No sir. I'm probably gonna get another 4K monitor. Price made high because more monitors you have, the better trader you are. Price seems retracing. Yeah, I mean you're still waiting here. This is like a zone here. So at this zone you're waiting to see if it forms a support or what it tries to do at this point. And you're right. If it comes down here, it's going to continue moving down. How much you spent altogether for GPU, PSU? I think total on my computer. I bought my computer for about like $1,000 2 years ago. $1,000, and so far, like two and a half years ago, and so far I've spent another 1,000 on it. Yeah. Yeah, I spent like another 1,000 on it. So I've spent about like 0.3% of my income from last year on upgrades on my computer. We have 2 cars, both paid off. Paid off. Just pay insurance. Insurance is like $400. Trying to get that down too. But there's no way around insurance. PS5 almost 1,000 CAD. Wow, that's pretty expensive. When you add positions in trades, do you do it with the same lot size? It depends. It depends, you know, like if I see, I mean, it depends if the stop loss is going to make sense. You know, that's the only reason I'm going to enter into the position. If a stop loss can make sense. Gold is bouncing from this level. I think US 30 should also be bouncing from the level we had earlier on the 1 hour right here. Yeah, I think US 30 should continue bullish. I would say it should continue bullish. I mean, I've been trading US 30 for the last, I mean, I've been looking at it. I've taken around 16 trades. 16 trades on US 30 I've taken so far. And I have won, out of the 16 trades, I've won 5 trades on US 30. Garbage. It's so hard, man. It's super hard. What broker do you use? I use VantageFX. I think they're good. Yugo's Way is also pretty good. You know, Yugo's Way is good. I signed up with Yugo's Way like back around like a year and a half ago. For about 6 months I traded on Yugo's Way. Then there's Traders Domain. Traders Domain is really good. I store Bitcoin there in Traders Domain. I store Bitcoin there. So like all my Bitcoin payments that come in, and if I have to send any Bitcoin payments, I use Traders Domain for that. It's just so fast, so fast. Black Bull Markets is really good if you're in Canada. If you're in Canada and if you're looking for a brokerage, if you're in Canada, there's Black Bull Markets. Black Bull Markets. You can do like bank transfers to Black Bull Markets. They accept Canadians. Any opinion where BTC is heading to, brother? Someone told me BTC is heading to 1 million, and some say it's heading to $2. So, yes, that's where we're headed with BTC. Let's take a look here. You know, with BTC, it's just speculation, really. All right, we're at 9,000. Let's take a look on the daily here. Yeah, so I think Bitcoin is kind of like ranging over here. You know, like if you look at this point, it's just ranging. I don't know where it's heading. No idea. Bitcoin, I have no clue at all. You know, your guess is as good as mine on Bitcoin.
Hey, Roger.
Hey.
Yeah, so I have this rule which I use. I wait for a double-digit drop all the time. Okay. And anything under 6,000, and then I always buy. So I've just been doing that for the last 2 years, and I'm up. So that's it. Nothing else. Just under 6,000 and double-digit drops.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a good strategy. But I'm looking at GJ right now, and if this 15-minute candle breaks the low of the previous 15-minute candle, sorry to cut you off, bro, but I couldn't miss this. Then like, you know, this means that there's going to be a very high chance for price to continue down. That's something what started to interest me. Yeah, that could be something good. Double-digit drops and rises. Raja, my first chart, could you take a look? All right, let's take take a look at this chart. Let's take a look. This chart, 15-minute buys. I think your take profit was way above resistance, so that trade was well deserved. You know, because your take profit was above resistance. You took an entry over here. The range was like 8 pips. 8 pip range. That was a bad trade. Let's take a look at this one. Broke small support, expecting the support to become resistance for a continued move down. Yeah, that would make sense. I think that would make sense. But at the same time, I think you got to be very careful because it's a Friday. What do you think about sell stop below the 15-minute candle? Yeah, that's the same thing as entering a market order below the 15-minute candle, right? So now this 30-minute candle is about to close in 6 minutes. A very safe sell is going to be when the next candle breaks the low of the 30-minute candle, because then you will have a much stronger confirmation that we're going to go down because the 30-minute candle broke the low, and this is going to be a 20 pip move down below that low. You know, an aggressive sell is going to be when this 15-minute candle closes bearish and you take the sell, because now you're going to be taking the sell based off the 15-minute time frame, which is a weak confirmation time frame. So that's why it's going to be aggressive. But the stop losses are going to be the same. They're going to be at the same levels, you know, around like 11, 12 pip stop losses, right? But if the next 15-minute candle breaks the high of this bearish 15-minute candle, then that would mean price will continue moving up towards 135,800 and eventually to 135,850, which is a this is in a, like 17, 20 pip range over here. You know, let's move this up a little bit for clarity. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so see, we have different scenarios mapped out. That would be good because it's breaking the 200 EMA. Okay. All right, EMA gang. Euro AUD 15-minute. Nice. You have a sell running. Beautiful. Okay. Do we have to care about this mess? No, I don't think we have to care about that mess. No. We have our own mess here to worry about. We're not gonna go and worry about the past. You know, like Juve Gonzo was here yesterday. He was telling people I blew accounts when that account was at 60% profit. So that's like the past, you know. We don't look at the past. We look at the present, and then we try to focus on that. Where's Monty? Monty is probably enjoying a lovely Friday afternoon with his family. That's what Monty's doing. Monty's here somewhere. Oh, my battery is 14%. In any situation, will you take trade on breaking of the 15-minute candle? Yeah, that's something I'm waiting for. I mean, we're just waiting to see how this candle closes. Sammy Smooth with his copyright songs. Come on. Where is gold heading? Interesting question. Is gold a sell or a buy? Let's take a look at this. As we saw, gold was trying to move up. If you look on the daily is starting to move up on gold, you know, coming up towards 1740. Let's take a look on the 4-hour. Previous 4-hour candle created a support. It came into like a previous resistance on the 4-hour. Let's go to the 1-hour time frame. The 1-hour created another support around 1731. Looks like it's rejecting from up above 1737. Let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame. 30-minute time frame is essentially rejecting 1737. It's coming into a minor support at 1734. Let's take a look on the 15-minute. Yeah, I mean, if it forms like a candle closing above, you know, 1734, 1735, then that's like a minor support, you know, and then gold is ranging. Just got in alive. If it's bullish on the 30-minute candle, is it safe to go long? Yeah, I think so. I think that's going to be a very, very good idea right here, right? right here. If this candle closes bullish, then there's a very good chance that we should respect the previous low and we should continue moving bullish. I think that's going to be a very, very good chance it's going to do that. You know, it's going to be an amazing, amazing opportunity to make some sense. But at the same time, the stop is going to be below this candle, because if the next candle breaks the low of this candle, then that would mean price is going to continue moving down, right? So you got to be aware of that. That's why if someone's going to take this trade or waiting for the candle to close first, you have to wait for the candle to close first. Then just understand how much you're going to risk, because it's Friday. And if you think you're going to make your losses back on a Friday, no, it's not going to happen. But if you think you can learn from taking a trade like this, I think, oh yeah, for sure, man. Whenever you take a trade, you step into greatness. And the greatness is that now you're going to find out what the outcome is going to be. If it's going to be a loss, that's going to be an opportunity for you to learn from that loss, to see how could you have seen that trade happen. But if it's going to be a win, then you can say, okay, you know what? I'm not dumb. This works. This works if I really make it work. And when I say when you really make it work, that means when you really consciously come here every day and look at the same things and you wait for the same things to happen. You know, so if this closes bullish, in my mind, I'm saying, okay, Raja Banks, this means price is going to continue moving up, because now the 30 minute is creating some sort of a support. You know, and if that happens, then I'm going to say, okay, you know what? This happens more often than not. And then I think that's something I can look for on Monday and take a trade, and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, I don't know. Friday, I don't know. I've had a very good winning streak this week. I don't want to risk something on a Friday now to get like a red number, you know. But it seems like it's going to close bullish, and it also seems like it may continue moving up to 135.850, which is 20 pips away. 20 pips away. What's a good lot size to use when you want to flip 1,000 account to 5,000? I think you should stop trading. You know, if you're gonna come with that mindset, if you're looking to flip accounts, it's not gonna work. Trading is not about, I mean, trading is not about making money. You know, I mean, you get money, but it's not about making money. Trading is about if you're really passionate about to see if you're right or not. You know, now I just come here to see if I'm right. You know, and money is just a byproduct. It just comes with consistency. You know, it's a byproduct. If a byproduct of being right. That's the thing. All right, the 30-minute candle is closing bullish. Yeah, I think this could be a very good idea, having like a 15 pip stop right over here and aiming for like a 15 to 20 pip gain, you know? Yeah, I think that's could be a very, very good idea here. So your stop is going to be below the 30-minute candle, and then you expect this price to continue moving bullish. I'm going to be right back. I'm worried about the bullish 30-minute candle having a big wick at the top and a small wick at the bottom. Well, 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 well. If you're worried about the candle, then I guess there's no trade. He's secretly entering trades. No, I am not entering any trades. It's time to help y'all out. That's what we're trying to do. Let's take a look over here. GJ, 15-minute. GP stock strong, GPY weakness, currency optimism, possible retest of 136, 136.20. If price can't break. Yep, looks good. Looks good. I'm waiting once the 30-minute breaks the previous high. Yeah, so let's talk about that. If the 30-minute, if you're waiting for price to break the previous high right over here, then where's your stop loss is going to be? Is your stop loss is going to be below the 30-minute candle or below the previous 30-minute candle? That's something you'll have to understand. Right? Raja has been exposed, boys. Oh shit, again. I've been exposed 10 times in the last 2 years. Actually, more than 10 times, man.
Too many times.
Too many times.
Can't even count, bro.
Can't even count the number of times I've been exposed. There was a time when the trolls, they started saying that, oh, these guys, they come on the live streams and they brainwash people.
Oh, God.
Yeah. They brainwash people. I'm like, yeah, for sure, we do brainwash people. You know, and then I made a whole webinar around that. It was called brainwashing. Yeah, it was pretty fun. Oh, someone donated $2. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah,
Unlearn, relearn, bro.
yeah. So if you look on the 15-minute chart over here, now if you're in buys, here's a few things you need to look at, right? If you're in buys over here, right, and you obviously want the 30-minute candle to go bullish, you're like, okay, perfect, you know, that's going to be a very good trade. But at the same time, now you have to make sure where your risk management is going to be, right? And your risk management is going to come on the smaller time frame, the 15-minute time frame. If you see a 15-minute time frame closing bearish, then that could mean there's a slight chance price may continue down, and at that point you start to look at that, okay, if I can really close out something, maybe like a small percentage of a position or something like that, you know, maybe reduce the risk a little bit. So that's what you do then. You start reducing risk. Ooh, Mr. Jose Pool donated 4 Singaporean dollars. Need
Nice.
100,000 more Singaporean dollars to buy a Honda Civic in Singapore. Yeah, they're pretty expensive, man.
Bro, the taxes is nuts, bro.
Yeah. Get yourself a triple monitor mount. Triple monitor mount. Yeah, I have pretty big monitors. I don't know if it's going to be able to sustain A triple monitor, 32-inch screens. What do you do when you do not know the way and you find two people who also do not know the way? Then you find people who know the way, right? When you go to a town, you don't know the way, then you gotta find someone who knows the way, right? You can't just, oh wow, what's this? Oh, you're waiting, okay. Considering the volume coming with NY Open, I think will go through the roof. Yeah, I think so too. Like we're coming into the NY Open here. I think this move down will be corrected if we keep on forming bullish candles, because in 15-minute time frame, we've broken the high of the previous 15-minute candle. That means we're making a higher high and a higher low. You know, so higher highs, higher lows mean uptrend. Someone is saying big GJSL move coming up. Wow. Someone, see, comments like those make me think they're looking in the future. You know, big move is coming up right now, guys. I can see it. I can see it in the far, far away land. The big move is coming down. Big sells are on the way like a tsunami. Yeah, but like no one can tell when they're buying or selling, you know, it's just that. But like at the same time, you know, like again, I'm going to mention, if someone's in buys in GJ, and if you see that a candle is closing bearish, right? That's the point where you need to decide if you're going to take some percentage risk off of the position or not. Because that can make or break your trade. That's how you keep losses small, right? That's how you keep losses small. Because now, let's say if this candle closes bearish and you close 50% of the positions, knowing the fact that, okay, there might be a slight chance price may continue down or it may go up, you know? So then you're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to close some percentage so that I've removed some stress. You know, I've deloaded some stress. I'm not stressed out anymore. If I lose, I'm going to lose less than expected, right? Right? You know, in trading, you're going to have wins and losses. So if this is a loss, then you're going to know, okay, you know what? I lost less than expected. Now you've kept a loss small. You know, that's how you keep losses small. Thank you for teaching us every day. Oh, you're welcome. I actually enjoy it. Can't roast people in real life, so I come over here. Do you play with fire? Sometimes. I had a lighter in my pants somewhere.
80% of the times you play with fire.
80%, yeah. Ooh, Marcel Fernandez donated $5. Man, all this money goes to YouTube gives it to a non-profit organization. You guys can YouTube it. Pretty ironic. 2 days, then I start watching you and you're insane. Thanks for sharing knowledge. Oh wow, 2 days? Damn, that's a small amount of time. Would you consider yourself as a scalper or a day trader? Thank you for replying. I think I am a day trader. I mean, you need to define what a day trader is. I think I'm a day trader because I just trade in the daytime. Maybe I take like 1 or 2 trades and that's it. 1 or 2 trades and then I'm done for the day. On Friday, I'm not taking a trade because, yeah, I don't feel like taking a trade because I've had a blue winning streak on the whole week. You know, I've had like 2 losses the first day of the week, and then that's it. Then I've had all wins. So I'm trying to keep that consistency going. It'll be a shame if I take a loss on a Friday and then I say, man, why'd you have to trade on a Friday?
It's been a really good week, right?
Yeah, it's been a good week. Raja, I've absorbed all the information. I continually miss out on my good setup. Mess out on my good setup out of frustration. I lost motivation and take bad trade. Any advice? Yeah, I mean, if you missed your setup, just understand that you saw it there. You know, because if you force a trade after that, then you're going to lose that trade. No problem at all. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind you're going to lose the trade if you see a good setup, and if you miss it and you try to catch it. You know, the best thing to do is to just wait for the next day for the same thing to show up. You know, there was a trade I missed. I think on Tuesday. I think it was no. I think it was the Wednesday or Thursday Asian session last week. I missed a trade. Yeah, I think it was Wednesday. Wednesday I missed a trade on the Asian session. It was a sell at Asian Open. I missed it, and then the next day the same thing happened. Exactly the same thing happened, and I caught that trade. You know, but if I would have, you know, chased it, then I would have lost it because it came back up. Mr. Ha ha ha, here's my bias. Man, you need to change your name.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You need to change your name. Look, everyone else has names. We have Rodrigo, we have Andre, we have Dillian, and then we have ha ha ha. You know? And then we have ha ha ha.
Friday is for jokes.
Fridays for yeah. What's this? Ooh, entry was here with stop loss below the 30-minute candle. Waited for 30-minute candle to flip in my direction. Nice. Very nice. Will the weekly review video come out this time also? Yes. Yes, there will be a weekly review video as well. I'm going to go over all the trades I took. See, the 15-minute candle is about to close in a few seconds here. You know, some people have committed to this buy and they are in it to win it. See, this candle is now closing bearish, right? This candle is now closing bearish. Now at this point, you have to decide if the next candle, 15-minute candle, breaks the low of this current candle. You have to decide whether you're going to close the entire position or no, actually, you know what? Whether you're going to close like some portion of that position or not. You know, some portion of that position, just to be safe, just to say that, hey, you know what? I took a losing trade, but I controlled my risk, and I lost less than I expected to lose. That's a win. Trust me, man. That's a win. When you lose less than what you expected to lose, let me take this thing off over here. Let me take this thing off. Make it a little bit more professional. Okay. So when you close the trade in a loss and it's less than what you expected to lose, that's a win. You know, so take that as a win. So I always do that. I take that as a win. Any suggestion for beginner trader? Yes, focus on 1 or 2 trades a day. How did you meet Javier? He messaged me on Instagram to learn how to trade. Here's $5, bro. Your price action has me winning much. Thanks. Oh, nice. If we want to buy, let's wait for the 1 hour to change to bull. 30 minutes bull. So our plan is to wait for the 1 hour candle to finish bull. The 30-minute form a new small bull candle. Then 8:30 we have a trade. Makes sense, Raja? What do you think? Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, if this 30-minute candle closed bearish, then maybe, you know, it's forming a resistance to continue moving down, you know, even if it breaks this low over here. But right now, as long as it respects the low on the 30-minute, it should continue moving bullish. You know, but this 15-minute candle closing bearish has now reduced that probability. You know, and if it breaks the low of the previous 15-minute candle, then that probability is further reduced. Right, so that's how you read price action. You're like, okay, if I'm gonna buy, whether I should take some risk off or I should keep on my risk, what should I do? Or at this point, if you haven't taken a trade and you're looking for sells, you're waiting at this point. You're waiting at this point and you're thinking, okay, you know what? I'm gonna wait for the 30-minute candle to close and I'm gonna see if I can take a sell or not. But if you're like me, who on a Friday is just like sitting back and just like calm commenting on the market, then that's perfect. I may be providing commentary on the market today on Friday because I've made a conscious decision that I'm not going to trade Fridays anymore. I mean, unless something really, really, really good happens, obviously. Today I learned something, all greens until Friday, and today that red candle kills me. Yeah, perfect. Awesome. That's amazing. Now you're going to learn a lesson. You had green all week, and then you had one candle bring you in the red. That is perfect. Hope you get frustrated by losing, and then you start to get smart a little bit, man. I mean, I don't know why people risk a lot on Fridays. I don't even want to trade on Fridays. Where do you see GJ going next week? Next week, my friend, I see GJ moving. I mean, GJ has to respect this level, right? If it respects this level, I think we might form like a liquidity candle here with the wick coming down below up to like 134 and then coming back up. Because trend is bullish. We kind of made a high and the weekly candle came down, tapped into this resistance. It should turn into a support. So that's what I'm expecting for price to turn into a support. So we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, see right now, the probability of price going up, it is becoming less and less. It's becoming extremely less as price is coming down here in the 15-minute time frame. Let's take a look here. This is GJ 5-minute chart. Asia bought the price brought up, and NY is showing momentum. It's continuing downside, making correction of the move up. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for sells, I think great sells are going to be once this 30-minute candle breaks the low of the previous 30-minute candle. Because once that happens, then you have a resistance forming right over here, and you have a target down at like 135, 300. But if it doesn't happen, then we have a support formed here still, right? So like you adjust things as price moves. So as it's moving, the buys are no longer here. I mean, I'm sorry to say, the buys are gone. There are no buys anymore. So if you had your stops over here, I mean, if I was in this trade, I would have closed out somewhere over here on the 15-minute. See, now we adjust our zone. Now the 30-minute has broken the low of the previous 30-minute candle, almost a little bit. If it pushes more, that low is broken. And then we can say that, okay, price now has a higher probability of continuing down than to continue to go up. So if you have taken a trade in Friday, in this session, I would say keep that trade. Don't look to take any more trades. If you've taken more than 4 trades, man, I wish someone can slap you in the back of your head. If you're over trading right now, I wish the same.
It's Friday. It's
Bro,
Friday.
Bro, you good?
Yeah, sorry. Drinking some water. Choked on some.
What? What are you doing over there?
Choked on some water.
Oh. Going live next week. Any tips for controlling emotions? Yes. 1 or 2 trades a day. Keeps the pain away. Trust me. Is GJ based on 15-minute? I don't know what that means. Is GJ based on 15 minutes? Like a GJ support, resistance based on 15-minute?
Is that in a chart?
Oh, in a cell based on 15 minutes.
Oh.
Okay. Buy closed, did excellent risk management, risked $30, lost $9. Perfect. That is absolutely amazing. Um, with all this overtrading, GJ might just print side by side for the next few hours and mess with everyone's mental. Yeah, it's a Friday too. You know, Freaky Friday, man. I've seen Price do some really freaky things on Fridays. And I just want no part of that. No, sir. That's like, no, I'm not going to say it. Do you ever keep a small position open over multiple days? No. The more I trade, the more I lose. Yes. No magic keys advertised today. No more magic keys advertisement. We can't keep up with demand. So, gotta tone down on the promotions.
It's too much.
It's way too much. Way too much. I mean, it's way too much, man. It's like we put orders and they all get sold out, and then we go to pre-orders, you know, and I'm like, man, we can't always go to pre-orders. We have to keep supply on hand. You know, it's a good problem, but it's a pain because then you have to do it all at once, and then the post office lady looks at me all like funny every time I walk in there with like 100 units or 50 units. All
Well, you're giving the
right.
post lady arthritis, man.
Yeah. So the low has been broken here, and now there's a very, very high chance price will continue down to fill this wick around 135, 300. Extremely high chance. That's the low that was formed. And this is around 20 pips away, 21 pips away. Stops are also almost like the same, 20, 21 pips. You know, looking on the 15 minute, it's also looking good. The only thing is we'll need to break through this. I think we can get this breakthrough down here with the New York Open. With the New York Open volume, the next 30-minute candle can continue pushing down towards 135, 300. Can you send magic keys via DHL and UPS? Yes, we can, but that's gonna jack up the price, so we don't want to. Oh, someone is saying my stop loss has not been hit yet. Well, sometimes you know it in your heart and soul that the stop is gonna get hit, but we still let it hit. I think that's something we learn over time. Gold is still at this resistance, 1737. You going to take a sell on GJ? Me? No. No. I'm not going to take any trade today. This is my expert opinion here. Expert opinion. So if this was me trading live, I would have been in buys. I would have closed buys in like a less drawdown. And then I would have taken sells as price was breaking this low over here. And kept my stop above the 15-minute candle, which would be like 15 pips. Aim for the wick down over here at 135, 300. It's like 20 pips. My average risk reward is 1 to 1. That's my average risk reward. 1 to 1. I don't think risk reward matters. You know, it's your win percentage that matters. Like, how many times are you winning? Because, like, you know, sometimes, you know, like you can have a 15 pip stop, but the range is only like, you can only get like 10 pips out of it. You can't get more than 10 pips. I mean, what do you do then? Do you say you're a bad trader because your risk reward is negative? No. I mean, you could only get 10 pips out of it. There was a zone to the left, even if your stop was 15 pips. You know, but the good thing about risk management is that you're not letting. The only way you have a negative risk reward if you're letting price hit you at 15 pips. You know, if you're closing before that, if you're managing your risk before that, or if you're moving your stops, you know, as price goes in profit, what happens to your risk reward then? So I think risk reward is variable. It's not a static constant thing with risk reward. I think it's a variable risk reward. It's always variable. Because if you move your stop loss, then what? Now your risk reward is way more, right? And if you look right over here, GJ sells would be running really good, coming all the way down to 135, 300. You know, so if you have a high win rate, then I mean, if even if you have a 60% win rate, man, you just have to believe that. You have to believe in that. And the only thing that's going to break that win rate is if you start taking dumbass trades, you know. Hello, Raja. ECB's Enria speaks today. How would this affect currencies? I have no idea how that's going to affect currencies. And I honestly don't care. I could give I don't really, it doesn't really affect me remotely how that's going to affect the market. Because, I mean, those are like some complications, right? Those are complications which we don't know. And when you think about those problems, those are like that's when you start overthinking. And from what I've seen is me personally, if I overthink, I can't perform well. So I don't overthink at all. It affects my performance. And if it affects my performance, then I can't give this good performance here in the live streams every day. Just entered GJ for a sell. It was selling all along. Nice. Someone entered the sell. What's this? Webinar this weekend? Yes, we're going to have a webinar this weekend. The breaking of the 15-minute changing the possibilities really helped me. Oh, nice. Man, if this candle closes above 135, 550, 570, it is what it is. Then, you know, it's going to get really difficult to trade. Then you could just look back and say, man, it was a Friday today. It was a freaky Friday. Someone just said, is GP reversing? Come on, man, don't lose hope so fast. Let the candle close. Do you only trade price action? Yes, because that's what you see here. I have 10K saved strictly to invest, Raja. What are your opinions? I would say, see, I was talking to, so there's this guy on TikTok. His name is Jimmy Chen. Jimmy Chen, yeah, Jimmy Chen. He gives amazing investing advice. Amazing investing advice. The last investment I did, the company shut down, so don't listen to my investing advice. Jimmy Chen on TikTok. Yeah, he gives amazing investing advice. Are all the Magic Key pre-orders getting shipped? Yes, they got shipped yesterday. When will you post the time for the webinar? Oh, that's for my private groups. That's not for YouTube. That's for my private groups. Oh, there we go. This is in New York Open right now. We are at the New York Open. Let's take a look at the 15-minute to see if we can tighten our imaginary stops. Yeah, stops are still over there. 135, 660. I mean, if you did have stops. You know, so you're expecting the New York Open to kind of like respect this range and then continue moving down towards 135, 300. I think I'll make the weekly recap video today, this evening, and then upload it. US 30 is still in the range. Let's say you look at your last 10 trades. Out of those 10 trades, how many trades were taken when a candle had already closed, and how many trades were taken when a low or a high got broken? I think most of the trades were taken when the candle closed. Yeah, most of the trades were taken when the candle closed. Just BS. You are talking BS. Thank you for the kind words. Appreciate it. People get so angry. You are BS. GJ dropped 30 pips off 4-hour resistance. Yes, I think it should continue down. How do you manage your emotions? Well, you can rewatch this live stream and you can just watch me, and then you can see how I manage my emotions. I just don't trade. I just don't take a trade. On Fridays, I stay very, very safe. You know, on Fridays, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not gonna mess around on Fridays at all. Let's take a look at USD CAD. People are looking at USD CAD here in the Gulag. Yeah, seems like it's heading up, but the previous candle closed with no wick, so I'll be like very cautious with this. It may reject this area, but who knows? We'll wait and see. Should I buy or sell now? I think it's up to you whether you should take a buy or should take a sell. I think selling has a high probability of working out. I think selling has a very high probability of working out because this is the volume time. This is the New York open session right now. New York just opened. There's a lot of volume in the market. And when you want big candles to form, big candles will only form when there's volume in the market. You know, so there's a very high probability for this 30-minute candle to continue moving bearish and create a big bearish candle. Maybe you should look something like this, maybe. I think that would be pretty perfect. And it shouldn't, you know, go above this area here. I would say stay in the middle of this range here. Below, like, let's say 135, 590, 135, 600. Love plan. Oh, nice. Profitable for 3 weeks. Why are people not moving stop loss as soon as they're in profit? When they're in trade, time it goes back, upsets them in the stream. Yeah, man, people get really upset in the stream. Is it possible to teach yourself how to trade? It takes time, but it's possible. I'm working hard to learn. Yeah, it's possible. I think the only thing you need to do is just focus on 1 or 2 trades. Focus on 1 to 2 trades, and I mean, you know, you try to see how you can make things better, or like losses. But if you enroll in some sort of like a program, then you really fast track that progress. Cheers, Raja. Thanks for the risk management tips. Made 30% on my account this week, risking 3 to 4% each trade. Cheers, mate. Looking good. Oh, someone made $300 on their $20,000 account. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good for working what? Working less than like even 15 hours a week. It's pretty good. Buy GBP JPY now, full margin, trust me. Well, when a person says trust me, you better run the other way. Whenever someone says, yo, bro, trust me, trust me.
You don't trust anybody.
If I lost this trade, I'm gonna jump off Burj Khalifa, my brother, before losing his 16th trade of the day. Oh, nice. Beautiful. Losing 16th trade for today. Yeah. Any plans for any more simulator Sundays? Yeah, we're gonna do a simulation session tomorrow. We're gonna go over. We're gonna try to see how to add positions to winning trades. Oh, and you can see the volume is coming in the New York session. It's starting to come down. I think Kervin Papa is in a sell right now.
Yeah, actually, my entry was on top of that, 136 flat, below that.
Oh, nice.
Because this entire movie went with bad news on GBP this morning. It didn't make sense to me. It was more of a correction move for the weekly candle, but other than that, I'm expecting a retrace back all the way to at least 135, 200.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. See, now this was a much better 30-minute confirmation for sells.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Sales make sense. And there we go.
Wonder how that FM buy is doing for the YouTube guy. I trust him. Oh, someone trusted you, Mr. Raja, give advice to a single guys on how to get the ladies. Shave, cut your nails, and look good. And shower, man. Shower. Get rid of that BO. Get rid of that body odor. And be polite. And walk as if you own the world. Walk as if you own the world. I mean, confidence shows, you know, like if you have confidence is attractive for both men and women. You know, confidence is really, if you're confident, you're gonna win in every situation. Sometimes, you know, like I went to job interviews. Confidence doesn't work in job interviews because they think you're trying to be a smart ass and you don't get hired. That happened to me quite a few times. Yeah, I think with this volume coming in with the NY Open, we should come towards 135, 300. I think we can call that a trade for the day here for the New York session. See, if someone was following this commentary, if they had buys, they closed buys in a small loss, and now with these sells, they should be in profits with these sells. Just following the commentary. Ooh, devils, no, I gotta see that, I gotta watch that. If I knew this was going to be so entertaining, I would have gotten up this, man. That's the reason everyone wakes up at this time.
Yeah, man.
It's not boring, man. Come on. You think we're boring people? Wow, look at this move. Nice.
This is fun.
Man, we gave out free money today again.
Every day.
Stress-free trade.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Magic Keys and Waves Online.
Took a sell and week is over for me now to sit back and enjoy the stream. Oh, very nice. Beautiful. Ooh, people are closing sells there in the gulag.
Hold up, let me go like the stream.
That's exactly what happened to me. I took a small loss on the buy and major profit now. Oh, nice. Oh, no. One advice I'm going to give everyone is like, if you've made profits this week, withdraw something, withdraw something to make yourself feel better. Withdraw like $10, $20, $50. Just withdraw something so that you feel better about yourself. That's like a reward. Reward yourself with something. I've been following you on Insta for over a year, and only for the last 2 days I've watched this YouTube live, and I can say I have learned a lot. I plan to watch every Monday to Friday. Ooh, thank you.
Wow.
Man, long time follower and first time viewer. Come on. Ooh, USD CAD is still struggling over here. 15-minute candle in GJ came down to that same wicking area. Same wick area. I really don't understand how some people come to the stream to unlike videos. No, they took buys. People who unlike the stream are the ones who take the opposite trade, because they come to the stream to take the opposite trade to us so that they can win a trade, but they always lose because they take the opposite trade to the trades we call out and take. And they always lose. I don't know why. There's no learning there. You know, and as GPJPY is coming down towards 135, 300, this was another episode of Stress-Free Trading. Brought to you by Raja Banks and Kervin Papa and Vince, the Vietnamese guy. Look at that. Beautiful. God damn. Wow. This was a great move over here. No stress, no tension, no anxiety, nothing. Just amazing.
No drawdown. Damn.
No, yeah. Minor drawdown. Maybe like 3 pips, 4 pips. So nice. So on YouTube, if you guys like this trade, you guys made money here today, give a like on the stream. It helps a lot of people to make a lot of money for free here, because you know that's what we do here, giving away free money.
Free money. And you know what? I wonder how many people were in profits on buys and now they're panicked because it's retracing all the way back.
Yes, exactly.
What do you mean? It would have hit their stop loss already if they had one.
They moved the stop loss, man.
Oh my god.
Wow. Wow, look at that, man. Waited for the candle to close and some took sells over here and wow, look at that. So beautiful. We didn't look at the 5-minute time frame, didn't look at the 15-minute, just the 30-minute, and then anticipated the candle, and the candle formed exactly how we drew the candle. Exactly how we drew the candle. So nice. This would be a very nice highlight today. What TP do you think of closing the day below 134,500? Man, listen, if you've made it this far in this trade, I think this is the time. This is the point where you should just secure profits. You should secure profits, leave a small runner, and call it a day, man. This is Friday. So yeah, I think it worked out really well.
And it's only 4 pips to my first take profit, and I think if we break below 200, oh man, it's gonna continue going downtown. Maybe next target should be 134, 700, somewhere there. But by this, I'm not telling anybody to hold this trade. At this point, you should secure profits.
Yeah.
This trade was a blessing.
This trade was a blast.
Yeah. Make sure you secure profits and enjoy the day. It's gonna be fun. This in Miami is gonna be a sunny day. Perfect day to go out.
Nice.
Here too. Here's gonna be a nice day.
Nice.
Oh, look at this. Someone said Raja giving us free signals so we can make money enough to pay for market fluidity. That's the idea.
Oh.
That's the
Good marketing.
That's good marketing. That's good. Hey, if you can't afford market fluidity, come over here and make money.
Gonna give you signals so you can pay for your course.
Yeah, but like honestly, man, like the signals we give here in the live streams are way better than any paid signals out there. Kervin and Ted come up with US 30 signals. I mean, man, GJ signals. I mean, it's just crazy. Second time watching your life. Oh, you like my life here with my golden room, green plants, 3 chairs. I must admit, you're very patient. I would just be like you when I grow up. I love so much patient. Yeah, you just gotta be very patient. Are you here? Yes, I'm here. Are you here? Touch 16.618 golden number. Nice, beautiful, perfect. Close too soon, but I profit. Well, profit is profit. Hey, Raja Banks, you helped me offset my losses for the week. Oh, nice. Perfect. It's been a pleasure to see you on Monday. We'll see you on Monday. Please call more trades so I can take opposite. Wow, man. Curvin, it tapped 135, 200 here.
Right.
You called it, right?
Yeah, man.
Damn.
And you're still holding from 136, right?
I closed 50% at 200 because it was my first take profit, and right now my stop loss is just above 135 500. It's 135 520.
Nice, nice.
Because if this move is gonna continue, I'm expecting this 30-minute candle is not gonna turn bullish in the next 15 minutes. So it's gonna give me time to the 8:30 candle to fill this wick to the downside, or if I see any 15-minute candle turning bullish, then I'm gonna close.
You know, if someone's looking to make some money, face masks is big business now. Face masks. It's really big business. I was with my printer yesterday and they bought 5,000 face masks for $3 each from this guy who wholesales them. You know, and we ordered some face masks from Pakistan for about 70 cents each.
Oh wow!
Yeah, each face mask, cotton, really soft cotton, double layered. It's a fashion accessory now.
Yeah,
Honestly, it's
and it will for a long time.
100%. This is a new industry that has opened up right now. You know, and those face masks, so the wholesaler sells them for about $3 a piece. The printer, he sells them for $8 a piece. So can you imagine?
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's insane. Like you go to Alibaba, you look at face masks. Look at this. Face masks, Alibaba. That's it. Great business opportunity, man. People are making a killing. Cotton face masks. These are waves. Fidget spinner was a wave. Now face masks are a wave, and this is a fashion accessory. You know, like a day is gonna come where they'll put those on it, like sparkles or like fake diamonds or something like that. No, not these face masks. These are surgical face masks. These are K95 face masks. I'm talking about these ones here, yeah. These face masks, cotton ones. Look at these. They sell for like $10. And there's nothing. It's just like artwork on it. Like, okay, which artwork do you like? Right?
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know? Because
And I
like,
went in public too.
yeah, and like that printer guy was making face masks for Kelsey's, for Moxie's, like restaurants. So the girls there can wear the face mask and be like, hey, can I take your order? You know? So, and then you're just curious. Oh, what's under that mask? You're just curious. Oh, I can just see the eyes. What more is there? What more is there? You know, so it's here to stay. This industry is gonna here to stay. It's not going anywhere. When it comes to trading mentality and self-control, would you say it comes to down sort of breaking point in how much of a beating you can take while not following your rules? Yeah, I would say so. I mean, when you keep breaking your rules and you keep seeing the same garbage result, you kind of get frustrated into changing and really making, things that make sense to you. I mean, that's what happened to me. I was losing so much. I was like, man, I know I can trade. I 100% know I can trade. I have good analysis. The only way I'm losing is I'm just over trading and I'm over risking. I mean, I gotta stop it. I would just tell myself that. I gotta stop it. And it just stopped. And then things started to change. Things started to change in a way that now when I was being disciplined, and if I was, okay, man, listen, like, I would take this buy right here, right? I would take this buy, price would go up, it would hit my stop, so this would happen over and over again. And then I started thinking, man, listen, like, if it's hitting my stop loss and price is still coming down, how could I have taken that trade? How could I have seen that trade happen when I was new? I didn't know how. And then I got so frustrated. I looking in those things. I started to look in those things. I looked in that thing and I said, okay, well, maybe if this candle broke the low of the previous candle, then maybe looking at the time at the New York Open, this would make sense. The price will now continue to go down. Then I would say, okay, this would make sense. So then I spent a few months watching it happen over and over again. I spent months watching it happen over again. And then I started to understand it. And then I started to say, okay, you know what? This is now starting to make sense. Now it's starting to make sense. And then I started to look into the fact that, okay, if I'm going to take that opposite trade, I need to reduce my loss in the buy I take, right? And then I started to look at to see, okay, how could I reduce my losses if I'm going to take the opposite trade? How can I do that? And then I started to look at the 15-minute closing and kind of like making my own rules to when to close percentage or when to like let the whole thing run. I started to make those rules, and that took a couple of months too. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen like I slept one day and Angel came to my head and be like, hey, Raja, here's a great idea. No, man, that took a couple of months too, So once that was finalized, then I was like, okay, perfect. Now I can close trades with a minimal loss, and now I can take the opposite trade waiting for a confirmation. So all those things, they took months of testing and waiting and watching and losing, months. Coming over here, you see me do like a very calm commentary, seems pretty easy, but this took months, and so you just got to give it time. Perfection takes time, my friend. What's this?
Bro, normally I don't just follow what you're saying, I trade for if I'm comfortable with what I'm looking at. And today, bro, I just did it for it's Friday, like I wasn't even trying to risk nothing or nothing. So I put in little small lots and I copied exactly what you were saying, bro, with the buy and then close the buy, put sell, and it worked. Everything worked out. So funny, bro.
It's crazy. Just copy the commentary. What's this? If your stop is 15 pips, do you TP at 10 or 15 pips? Well, it depends. It depends where the next zone is, right? I mean, if you're taking a sell, let's say you're taking a sell at the break of the 30-minute candle, right? And your stop loss is around 20 pips, right? And price is going to continue down. And if you TP at 10 pips, that means you secured at 10 pips, right? That means you decided to secure positions at 10 pips. But if you would have let a runner run, then you can say, okay, you know what, I'm going to let my runner run, and the runner ran towards 20 pips. You're like, okay, perfect, it was okay, I had a good day. At least I secured at 10 pips. So if you're securing at 10 pips, it doesn't matter if it's 10 pips or 5 pips or 2 pips. Securing means you're securing profits. That's what, like guys will say, oh yeah, you're a shit trader, your risk is way too much, your profit is way too less. But at the end of the day, you're securing profits. Even if it's you're securing, that means you're being safe. You're not being a retard by letting the whole thing run into drawdown and taking a loss. No, man. I mean, dummies do that. We're in the business of securing profits. So even if it's like 10 pips, 15, like normally I secure 10 pips, and like if I was in this trade, I would have had a 15, 16 pip stop loss. I would have secured 10 pips and I would have left a runner running. That's exactly what I would have done. If that runner ran to like 20, 25, 30 pips, I mean, this move ran 30 pips. Awesome. What was the capital when you start to trade? 4 years ago, around $700. $700. Do you recommend someone doing Asian session? It's up to you. I mean, if you think you have time to do Asian session, then for sure, go ahead. Some people only trade Asian session. Today news was bad for GP. I looking for resistance. Technicals were showing bullish structure. Price kept going up. What would you say about fundamental and technical? I just follow technicals, man. I mean, I just follow technicals. I follow when there's going to be volume in the market, and then I execute based on that volume. I think this was a really, really good example on how to cut losses short, and then wait, and then take a sell, and then have a logical trade running down. At the start of each month, do you have a certain amount of capital in your account that you work off of that? No, not really. I keep withdrawing. Like I withdraw when I need stuff. Otherwise, I just keep it there and just trade based on that. My capital. I crossed 100,000 this week after doing a withdrawal last week. No, last month. How do you know the volume is high? Because this is the New York Open. That's why the volume is high. Come on, man. These are simple things. These are simple things. I think these are simple things because now that I know them, back when I was trading, I didn't know this. So yeah, I'm sorry. That was mean. So gentlemen, I will head off, getting ready. Some chop. Thank you. Oh, 13.3%. Closing second week in profit. Wow, look at that. Still doing some mistakes, but progressing. That is awesome.
Nice.
Man, I think by the end of this year, Market Fluidity is going to be the biggest Forex educational platform out there.
I agree 100%, Raja.
I mean, we all as a team, like we practice what we preach. Oh. Yeah, we practice what we preach. Had a little language barrier there. Sometimes NY does not have movement. Oh yeah, that's for sure. Sometimes, if NY doesn't have any movement, then I think that's the day when there's going to be no trade, right? And that's the day when there's going to be no trade. Break even for some weeks. What's your advice? Look to see where you made, I don't know, like look to see where you made some losses and try to see how you can correct those losses. No, then you will want to charge. No, I'm not going to charge for the live streams. Live streams are going to be free. I think the live streams are going to be free till we get to 5,000 people watching live. Yeah, I think live streams are going to be free till that point. 5,000 people. So it took us 2 years to get to 2,000 people live. So it's going to take us another two and a half years to get to 5,000, and then I think we can start charging maybe $5 a month. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, it is.
$5. I mean, you can make that $5 back in a day of the live streams.
I think you'll be a bit surprised. I think you're going to do it faster than that. I think you'll be more exponential in the growth.
Oh.
Yeah, because the first, say, 100 is the hardest to get.
Yeah.
The next 100 is a bit easier. The first 1,000 is hard. The next 1,000's, it's easier. And then, I think generally it'll be a bit more exponential, actually.
Yeah, I think so too. But I try not to overlook things a lot, But yeah, I think $5 a month is pretty good deal. Really good deal. I think at that point everyone will stop paying their signal providers and they will come over here.
And then you give them relationship advice as well on top.
Yeah, for $5 a month you get to hear everything about
Oh, that's funny.
Man,
I
it's
think we're
funny.
heading downtown, Raja.
It's hilarious, man, because people pay 200 for IML, 200 a month for IML, and they'll cry over $5 a month for free trading, stress-free trading, mate.
So, you
That
know.
that's a very distant idea. I mean, it's like far, far away. But man, look at this GJ. Wow, man, 35 pips so far. What do you think about this trade idea? Let's take a look here. Hope this is a good trade idea with a nice marked up chart. Oh, can't even. Can't. Yeah, I don't know. You gotta zoom in a little bit more. I can't see shit what's going on over there. Yeah, you gotta zoom in on the candles, man. I mean, look at this. What if I streamed like this, right? What if I streamed like this and I said, okay guys, so right now we're gonna take a sell over here, and then we're gonna have a good. I mean, what? What if I did that to you guys, man? Come on. Like, Jesus. And this is also on 4K, you know, and that's even worse for people watching.
3D is coming. It's coming next, right?
Yeah. Um, yeah. On Friday, I'll tell you what I do. On Friday, I wake up. I have an apple. This is my morning routine on Friday. Every Friday, I wake up. I have an apple. I drink some water. And then I smoke a joint. And then I come over here and get ready for Freaky Fridays.
Guys, thank you very much for the week.
All
Thank you very
right.
much for going. Let's thank you kindly and stay safe, stay strong.
Okay,
Alright.
mate.
Thank you.
Take care, brother.
Shukriya.
Be good. Enjoy the weekend.
Take care.
Back after a month and Raja is on the same rage. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, man, we're still here. You know what my goal is now? So what's that company called? Spotify licensed Joe Rogan's podcast for 100 million. Can you imagine? 100 million. Can you imagine something like that coming up to say, hey, Raja and team, we would like to sponsor all you guys, you know, and we'd like to have exclusive rights to your stream. And then they'll say, okay, Kerwin, we'll pay you this much. Vincent, we'll pay you this much. Ted, this much. Raja, this much.
Sick.
That would be
damn.
amazing.
Yeah, that would be amazing. How fast do you run 6 miles? I don't run 6 miles. I don't want to run 6 miles. I can't see myself running 6 miles ever from anyone. I mean, knock on wood. I mean, who knows? Someone starts chasing me. But I bet I'm going to be done way before running 6 miles. How much? Still good opportunity for sell? Question mark. No, the trade already ended. Trade ended and my day is gonna end in like 10 minutes here as well. It's a Friday, you know, so we're gonna call it a day early. After a decade and over 2,000 podcasts, he put in the same time. It's not lie. JRE is the GOAT of podcasters. There's no debate. Yes. Over 2,000 podcasts. Wow, man. He's done podcasts every day. Every single day. And that's what I do. This is exactly what it is. The streams, you know, we all come over here and we're doing it every day for the last 2 years. Can you review my chart, please? Let's take a look here. This is resistance from yesterday. If price breaks below shorts. Yeah, I think the move was over here. This was the move up over here, you know? And you really need to lock this down that this was the move over here. Try to end the Friday on a good note. If you're still looking for shorts below 135, let's say 180, 170, I think you would want to see like a minor resistance formed in 135, 400 area over here, and then look for shorts down to 135, 200, 180, 170. Or if price breaks below this area, then you would want to see like a retest for price to continue moving down. Kind of like the retest we saw over here, right? Candle came down, kind of formed like a resistance. This candle closed bearish. This was a confirmation. We came down. So you'll have to look for the same idea over here. Raja, you say so many things that are two different things. Exactly, we're all humans. I say a lot of things that are a lot of different things. And a lot of times they contradict each other too. You know? What was your previous work before you became a trader? I was a door-to-door salesman before I became a trader. I was a door-to-door salesman. I actually had a pretty good job. I'm up 50% over the last 6 weeks, profitable each week. Here's the first favor. Oh, someone donated $5. Thanks for the daily knowledge you give and the time you spend. Thank you. Appreciate it. Do you think I can catch $1,000 per day just trading New York session 2 to 3 trades per day? No, I think you should stop trading at that point. You can't come to trading to clear your debts. That's not how it works. I mean, you need to be extremely disciplined to do that. Leaving in profit after starting the week in a loss? Oh, nice. Well, before you leave, give a like on the stream. All right? Right before you leave. That's like when you go to a wedding. Hey, before you leave the wedding, put some money in the bucket or the pot or whatever they have at the weddings.
They do that before going to the wedding.
Before? Oh, we do that after too.
Oh, yeah?
We're brown. We need that money. My friend, before you leave, put more in the box, okay? Thank you. Man, the worst is like after the weddings, you open the envelopes and then you try to see who gave how much. You know? Oh, this guy gave only this much? Oh, what a cheap guy.
Exactly what Asian family does.
Yeah. And then they're like, okay, next time we go to his wedding, we're going to do the same.
No box gifts, please.
Yeah. My aunt, she keeps a list. How do you determine when to enter a trade? When is a breakout zone? I think if you want to know when to enter a trade, I think rewatching this stream, this area over here, this is the perfect example of when to enter a trade, when to enter a losing trade, how to exit a losing trade, and then how to enter a winning trade again. This stream was just that today.
Yeah, today was gold. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna watch it here myself here too because I don't know how I did that commentary there. And if someone's running a 4K screen, you can stream this in 4K, by the way. You guys, if you guys can afford it, get 4K. It's just mind blowing. If you're gonna get 4K, get at least 32 inches. At least 32 inches. Nothing smaller than that on 4K. Oh, you can still watch it on 4K? Oh yeah, you need 4K to watch on 4K on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just so crisp. The resolution is so insane. Why are you holding a mic in your hand? Well, if I'm not going to hold a mic, how are you going to hear me? Man, come on. You can still hear me because this is a very good mic, even if I place it on my table here. I've been having dreams doing chart analysis. It's good. Booked another appointment with my dentist on Monday.
Again?
Yeah, bro. The last one we had 2 months ago, it got canceled due to COVID-19. Oh, wow. Look at this. Price made a high, made a support, could not hold support and broke below. Entered after the break of the previous 30-minute low and waited for a small pullback to tighten my stop loss. Stop loss above the previous 30-minute high, expecting price to... yeah, okay, perfect, makes sense. So I think at this point you should be securing profits here as well, aiming for a big fill. Perfect. This was the exact chart breakdown I was going to post today. Exact chart breakdown. But you did it here, so now I can't. Yeah, so this is the model of my monitor. Yeah, this one right here. This is it right here. This is $499.99 USD, so it comes to like $600. Oh, they have this payment plan too.
Damn.
Man, everyone's got a payment plan.
Nowadays, yeah.
Yeah. Can you send that breakdown in the chat? I think everyone should look at that. See how, yeah, I'm gonna send that. I'm gonna do the breakdown and send it in the chat. Look at all these big reviews, man. Wow. Such amazing reviews. No one can give bad reviews for this monitor. Almost perfect, and even then he gave 3 stars. Wow. What an idiot. Should have given 5 stars. Almost perfect. Oh, so many design flaws. Look at this professor over here. Who cares, man? No Vesta mount. Great monitor for high definition videos, but nothing else. Then why buy it? Such stupid. Few ports, flimsy stand, poor quality. Man, it's amazing quality. These are just haters. Don't buy, what an embarrassment. Wow. Yeah, don't listen to them, listen to me. I use it every day, it's pretty good. It's actually pretty good.
I mean, I have 227s, and I cannot imagine 332s.
They take a lot of space, I'm going to tell you that.
Yeah.
Why don't you look at the 5-minute candles? Most of scalpers look at the 5-minute candles, no? Well, most scalpers aren't doing live streams, profitable live streams. So how about
Facts.
that? Yeah. You know. So just do what most people don't do, because most people lose, right? Thank you for an awesome week. Got to go. Have a great weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers. Cheers, Ganesh. But did you get that dead pixels fixed? No, the dead pixels are still there. I couldn't get the dead pixels fixed. Samsung said that they can't do anything about it. I'm like, well, I want a refund. They're like, no, we can't do the refund either. I'm like, why? Because like they're like, it's COVID-19. I'm like, so what are my options? They're like, so far nothing. They're like, so far you have no options. I'm like, what the hell? It should be a clear screen, right? They're like, yeah. But for us to do something about the pixels, you need to have a bunch of pixels, you know, like 5 or 10 pixels together for us to do something about it. I'm like, wow, okay. Yeah, so they roasted me basically. Samsung basically told me to get the F out. Yeah, I was pretty annoyed. But like the pixels are at the bottom left corner. They're not noticeable at all. But like once you see them, you see them. Like this whole morning, I haven't noticed them until I started talking about them. We have 700 people who liked the video. We have 6 people who disliked. I think the 6 people removed their stops from buys. Are you gonna? Yeah. Is there any course to learn scalping basics? I finished half of baby pips. Yeah, just keep on going, man. Keep on going. Look at how you could take winning trades and take notes of them and try to learn from that. And you're going to do a lot better. And keep showing up to the live streams. If you keep showing up to the live streams, you're trading, man. I can guarantee you 100%. If you cannot afford courses, if you come to the live stream for, I'd say like 2 months, 3 months, you're gonna get really good. You're gonna start to get better at trading. Trust me on that. You're gonna start to get so good that you're gonna be able to afford courses at that point. Trust me on that. That has happened. But the only thing is you have to stay disciplined. You know, don't overtrade, don't over risk, and that's it. And no, you can't join the Zoom. If you're trading on TradingView, how are you using your magic keys on a different monitor? I have this right here. I'll show you. You see, oh, I have a laptop right here on my right next to this third monitor. Man, this streaming keeps saying that high CPU usage has been detected. I just upgraded this. Sorry to remind you about pixels. Oh, that's fine. I hope that I meet you when you come here in Philippines and I book you for a one-on-one consultation. No, actually, you know what? Get me a really good steak when I come to Philippines. That's going to be the payment. If the pixels bother you on that monitor, you should go buy a new one, put the damaged one in the box and return it. Yeah, but they're not returning it. That's the whole problem. They're not doing that. That's okay. That's fine. Like down the road, when I get 2 more 4K monitors, I'm just gonna push this one to the side. Where is the link to other magic keys? Well, if you can find it, you can find it. If you can't find it, then I think you're not ready for magic keys yet. Right? I guess the universe doesn't want you to have magic keys yet. No, someone will say, oh, he's such a bad salesman. You know, yesterday someone told me that. Someone's like, man, like, I'm trying to get this from you, and you're just like not even letting me have it. I mean, what's going on over here? I'm like, no, bro, it's not about that. It's when you're ready, you will know in your heart you are ready. And the guy got really annoyed. He's like, fuck off, man. Is there a community of Forex for talk? Right here. This is your daily radio show for Forex. Raji, you have traveled to Mongolia. They have perfect steaks. Okay, perfect. Coming to Mongolia soon. Yeah, Mongolia. I have a few students from Mongolia. Yeah, I have a few students from Mongolia. 2 students from Mongolia. Where is Ted? Ted's probably watering his lawn right now.
With his expandable hose.
Yeah, that was actually very impressive.
Yeah.
When he showed that thing just expanded, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick for $30.
Actually, in Canada, they're selling it for $70, 70 Canadian dollars. In Miami, it's $30.
You should start getting a fan. I think. Can I check my system temperature online? No, I can't.
No. No.
Go to Task Manager. Let's go to Task Manager. All right, we're in Task Manager. Oh wow, what? CPU is running at 96%? Oh, how do we solve this issue? It's running at peak performance right now. So what do I do now?
Close most of your browsers down. I don't know. Tabs.
Damn.
Programs you got open. See if that works.
No,
Not
it's the stream. The stream is running at 4K. That's why.
Oh yeah, lower the quality.
Yeah. Damn. So how should I do this? So does this mean I need more processing speed? Where are all my nerds friends, man? Come on. Are you using OBS? No, I'm using XSplit. Wow, look at that. All right, let's take a look here. XSplit is using 60% of the processing speed. Okay, so it's only XSplit. Yeah. Oh yeah, I think next time I'm gonna switch to the GPU. Actually, let's try this right now. Trying to learn
You got
something. Yeah, now I switched it. I switched it to oh nice. Perfect. Look at the CPU usage now. It died down.
Can't see.
Oh, you can't see because you're on Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the
YouTube they can see.
yeah, the YouTube can see it. Perfect. It died down now. It's now half. Yeah, I should have done this before. So basically, it was using the processor graphics to process the stream. Now it's using the new card I have.
Sick. And you just switched it with the settings?
Yeah, I just started a new stream. I changed it and then I started a new stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna head off over here, everybody.
Yep, same. All right.
Yeah, perfect.
Have a good weekend.
Awesome. Take care.
All right. Take care, Reggie.
See you guys
Take care.
Monday.
Stay safe.
Yeah. See you in a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.